Hi, this is Kristy with Guidepost to Wellness, and I wanted to give you my 1 week update on my weight dropping journey. I do use the term dropping weight versus losing weight very deliberately. I've read some things in the past that talk about how the brain has a tendency to want to find things that they lose, so I don't want to find the weight. So that's why I use dropping, so that I can just drop it off and leave it there. So just a little bit of weight loss psychology there. So in my first week, I started the drops last Sunday on the 5th. I had done 2 days of detox drops, and again, I'm using Carolina Weight Loss Institute, and Dr. Adkins put me on some homeopathic type drops as my personal protocol. So I did the detox drops for a couple of days, ate normally. As a matter of fact, I had gluten, which causes me to really puff up, and so my weight was actually a little higher last Sunday than it had been a couple days prior due to inflammation, but we can talk for days about that in other videos. So I started the drops on the 5th, and so let's talk some results right off the bat because I'm psyched about them. So I had a 6.8 pound weight drop, which is not indicative of what it's going to be like every week. Definitely not. I know that some of that was the inflammation from the gluten, but I started out at 164.6 and dropped to 157.8. Now, that is definitely in the overweight category for my height. I'm 5'4", and what's very interesting is it lists a really broad range for my height of 108 to 145 pounds. When I met with Dr. Adkins, I put my goal as 145 because that's right at the upper edge of the scale for ideal weight. That's a good weight for me. I had maintained that weight for years, and depending on how active and fit I was, I could definitely impact that and drop it a little lower. My best weight when I was in the Army and I was my fittest was about 135. I wouldn't want to go much lower than that. I was sick at one point and was down to under 120 pounds, and you could see my ribs, and I looked awful. It was not a healthy weight for me. So there's a large range there, and you have to go with what fits your body type and style and everything like that. So that's why I'm looking at about 145. From a percent of body fat, I dropped 0.6% body fat. So I went from 36.1 to 35.5. Now, I don't have a top of the line scale like Dr. Adkins has, but this is helpful for me to at least kind of do some tracking and see where I am roughly. And that puts me, believe it or not, that puts me average to over fat, and I hardly find myself as being average. But body fat percentage is a tough one because you do need fat, and people carry it differently, and it's not always the best way to calculate a healthy percentage. So the ideal is 24 to 30, so I'm just going to kind of keep watching it. What's nice is on my scale I could see that my muscle mass actually went up a tiny bit. May not be exact, but it did go up a little bit, so I haven't lost any muscle mass, which is good. I calculated my BMI for last week, body mass index. It was 28.3, and it dropped down to 27.1, and I'm looking for getting down to 24 or below. And as I mentioned, for my weight, so I'm looking at dropping that down into a healthy category of 145. So my clothes are fitting better. To me, a really good test is the jeans out of the dryer test, because they're always a little tighter when you put them on. And I slid on a pair of jeans today. I wanted to wear the same style type of jeans. I've got a couple of pair of the same brand of jeans and a tank top to take those pictures so you can kind of see in the clothes, but the jeans definitely felt looser, enough for my husband to make a nice comment too, so he noticed it. So that makes you feel good. So I'm hoping to maintain around 3 pounds a week going forward, because I know that this is not indicative of what it's going to be like every week, but I think that'll definitely get me to my target. So for the first week, when you go on the drops, you definitely can feel some hunger for the first couple of days, which I did, but not outrageous, not unmanageable. And I did have a little bit of the detox headache for a few days. And This is one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this protocol, because I'm very interested in the ketogenic diet, the high fat diet. I'm big on healthy fats and all those types of things, but doing a ketogenic diet, transitioning to it can be very stressful on the body. And I was already in a state of high cortisol from the stress I had been going through, and I was trying to work through and eliminate that. So trying to transition over several weeks and do it myself without the additional support of the protocol that I'm doing was not going to be beneficial for my body. So I was able to jump into ketosis. I was in ketosis by Wednesday, which was great, and that's when the hunger definitely declined. And I am been in pretty high ketosis, again, not indicative of where it's going to stay, but for the first week, not surprised. But I was at 40 to 80, so pretty high. As long as I can maintain 15, that's going to be my body is definitely burning the fats. And the ketones in the urine is a byproduct showing that ketosis is occurring. That's how we can measure it. And I've definitely noticed I had massive energy Thursday, like cleaning the house like crazy. I'm off on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so massive amounts of energy. And that's still kind of flowing through, so that's good. I actually have to watch that, because if I drop the weight and this stabilizes my hormones as I hope, I may actually have to decrease my thyroid medicine, because I don't want to get to the other end where I'm jittery, too racy, and not sleeping at night. So I'll definitely keep an eye on that. So when I went in this week to discuss the results and everything, I was glad to see that I can add avocado and a half of a larger one, or a whole small one, and potentially up to 2 tablespoons of olive oil a day. I actually haven't even added any olive oil. And I'm going to have an avocado with my dinner. And it's something that was in the protocol, but we didn't specifically discuss. But I do like, and have always, or not always, but have frequently done intermittent fasting, where I just really don't eat until I'm really hungry, and I don't break my fast sometimes until around lunchtime. And today I actually went 15 plus 16 hours between dinner last night and before I broke my fast. So I'll do that every few days, because that, I think, is also very helpful for the body. Rest the digestive tract, the longer I can go without eating and things like that. So anyway, I'm psyched about the results, because it's always great to get those that feedback. And the thing is I love these foods that are on the plan. This is the way I eat anyway. Again, for me, the drops were more about releasing the toxins and supporting my body and going through that transition. I know for some people, the transition to whole foods might be a little tougher for them, but the wonderful thing is this is a great detox. It helps reduce those cravings. I have not had any sugar cravings, which is amazing, because when I get stressed out, I'm definitely crave sweets and carbs and things like that. And people can have cupcakes and cake and food around me and stuff like that, and I'm really not interested, which is just amazing. So I know that once I can break that cycle of cravings for anything like that, then that's really going to help for me to maintain. So we'll talk more about maintaining as we go along on the journey, but I just wanted to share, and thanks for the thumbs up and the great love that I've been seeing on Facebook. I appreciate it, and I'll keep these videos coming. Thanks. Be well.